Pioneer classes racing at Pukekohe Park Raceway for Thunder in the Park. It's part of the first Windows and Doors Tier 2 meeting. One of the classes is the pre-65s. Well, if we have a look at the points going in, it is Bill McKinnon in front on 108 points. In second place, it is Alex Davey on 96. And in third place, it's a father and son tie, Andrew and Peter Stevenson, together on 92 points. So this is race number 2 for the weekend for the Kumho Tyres Pre-65, and once again it is a delayed start handicap affair, so it will be the slower class cars off the line first, and there will be the fast boys as usual starting in the pit lane. So number 5, Mark Bowskill from Drury, the Auckland Auto Glass Fresh to Go Cortina leads them through. In second place it's number 22, Grant Thompson, the Advanced Milk Systems Vauxhall Viva. Now Grant is a Vauxhall man through and through. He started off with a PB Vauxhall. Now he's moved down to the little Viva. Next to go it is Richard Hill from Tauranga, the Auto Technique A40 Farina. As we get into some of the faster cars now, watching out there for number 16, that's Wayne Davies, one of the veterans of the Kumho Tyres Pre-65s. And a Mini out there as well. Not often you see Mini racing in the Pre-65s. Dave Bone of Tokoroa leading this little bunch away. Fast boys still to come, and none quicker here than the Horwath father and son combination in the Mustangs. Number 1, this is Andrew Stevenson. He's the defending champion in the Pre-65s. He's away. As we go back through this enthralling battle at the front of the field, Bowskill still leads it. Next to go, it's number 65, and that is Mike Johnson from Wanganui in the Holden. Here is Andrew Stevenson. Now, he's in a good position because he's left and around about the mid-pack, so he maybe could steal a bit of a march on this one as the race leader comes across the stripe as the fast boys are yet to start. They're in the pit lane, and there goes one of the Mustangs, and the last one to go is Bill McKinnon in the Kobe Extractors Chevy Nova. So they're underway, this full field of Kumho Tyres Pre-65 racing saloons. 3 races for them over the weekend. We'll show you 2 of them, and this is the first of them, and this is the handicap 78 there in the Imp Works. Hillman Imp is Ian Perry from Auckland, another veteran of the Pre-65s. A lot of these guys been around a long, long time. AP5 Valiant, you'll see HR Holdens, you'll see Mustangs, as we told you. New race leader at the moment, number 35, Errol Hamley, ex-truck racer, out in the front, so he's got past Mark Bowskill. Here are the 2 faster cars, cars number 8 and 9, Graham and Justin Horwath, the Watson Horwath Motors Mustangs. I'll tell you about them a little bit later on because I'm sure they'll feature in our programming. Race leader continues to be 35, Hamley. There is the man in second place, number 5, and that's Mark Bowskill, the Auckland Auto Glass Cortina. And in third place, it should still be number 22, and that's Grant Thompson in the Viva. Up and over Ford Mountain they come. Pre-65 started in New Zealand back in 1982 in the South Island in Timaru. And then they joined up in the North Island a few years later on. Now there's essentially 2 types of Pre-65s. There's the Pre-65s racing saloons, they're the North Island branch, and there's the Pre-65 Racing Register, and that is the South Island branch. And like so many classes of racing, they meet for the annual North-South Challenge. 22, there he is, Grant Thompson from Waiuku. Taking a nice wide line out onto the back straight as we zoom in on number 16, and that is Wayne Davies from Ohaupo. And he's got his hands full with a good little scrap going on there with Jim Arthurs by the look of it in the Cortina. Car number 36, the Coastline Cars, seatbelt shop car. Meantime, the race leader continues to be number 35, Errol Hamley. As I said, used to race trucks, been around the Pre-65 scene for a long time and always in the little Anglias. 4 classes up for decision, that's why you see the letters by the numbers on the doors. A are for the V8s, B are the 6 cylinders, C are for the first branch of the 4-cylinder classes, and D for the smaller 4 cylinders, the likes of Dave Bone in the Mini and Ian Perry in the Imp in Class D. You're watching number 35, and that is Errol Hamley. He is in Class C, and he is the race leader for the moment. And there is the Imp we talked about before, car number 78, and that's Ian Perry. Number 50 going through there, Pat O'Donoghue from Auckland in the EH Holden. As it gets a little bit closer at the front of the field, 35 still leads it, and that is Errol Hamley. What's two for Dave Robinson from Pukekohe, the fresh to go Aztec Electrical Cortina. But it's a forward-on-forward battle at the front of the field, and we're just trying to find just where our fast boys at the moment. They've got a bit of traffic to get through. Remember, they've given the leader the best part of a lap and a half, and there they are on your screens now. The father and son combination, Justin and Graham Horwath from Te Awamutu. This is car number 8. This is Graham. This is the father. Just ahead of them, it's Justin, and that is the son. And Justin is the lap record holder here at Pukekohe Park Raceway with a 106.68. Now, the conditions are good. New race leader now as we go back to the front of the field is number 55. This is Albie Collier from Tauranga. If you've been watching pre-65s over the last few years, you've probably seen Albie a fair few times, but 9 times out of 10 it's been in his V8 Falcon. Well, he's made the move down to the 4-cylinder. I asked him before the meeting what it was like to drive the Cortina as opposed to the Falcon. He said, you've got to be a bit more precise with the little 4-cylinders cars. Well, this guy being really precise is number 1, the Etchells Racing Anglia of Andrew Stevenson, trying to thread his way through this field. Right in behind him, number 16, Wayne Davies. Fanned out across the racetrack they come. Shane Hobham in there as well in the EJ Holden. Well, some problems here for our early second place man, Grant Thompson, as he heads down the pit lane. So he looks like he won't take any further part in this one as we go back to this enthralling little battle. The Etchells Racing car of Andrew Stevenson's in there. So too is Wayne Davies. So too number 63. And that was Shane Hobham. And the Mustangs starting to make their presence felt as well. This is Graham Horwath in the Ford V8 Mustang, 365. As the name suggests, got to be registered and manufactured in 1965 or before. They must retain the original bodies, blocks, camshaft, stroke in the engine and the cylinder head. You're allowed to make any modification you like to the car as long as it's a modification that was made in 1965. So that means you can run slightly different brakes, but not certainly the high-performance brakes you see in the other classes. 28D going through, Richard Hill from Tauranga. Now, this is a quick little A40 Farina. And if you're old enough, you'll remember back in the day, this was the car to have for saloon car racing. 55, Collier leads it. The A40 Farina through in second place. This is Hill. And in behind him, well, there's a whole group of them, but the ones we're looking out for is car number 1. And that is Andrew Stevenson. There's Errol Hamley just slipping back. Remember, he was the race leader for quite a while. There is Stevenson right in behind Hill now. Then it's the Valiant of Chris Gunn from Tauranga, the Drivers Motorsport Bar sponsored car. Then we get into this nice little battle. And another one heads off into the pit, so there's a bit of an attrition rate here in the pre-65s, race 2 for them. This is the man that started dead last, 57 from the A class, and this is the Chevy Nova of Bill McKinnon, and he's let the Mustangs get away from him a little bit here. Number 1, overall series champion last year, Andrew Stevenson from Mount Maunganui in the Etchells race parts car. His father, Peter, drives an identical Anglia. You'll see him very shortly. The A40 Farina now back into third place, and that's Richard Hill. The race leader continues to be Albie Collier, but I wonder for how much longer. Gunn is in there as well, so too the Passila Holdens. Just got a glimpse there of Glenn Williams too in the Falcon. Car number 21, so he's going to play a part in this one as we've got a new leader change. Albie Collier has conceded first place to Andrew Stevenson. Well, they say they've been working on this car for the last 2 or 3 seasons, just nipping away in it, changing a few things, getting the handling and the setup just exactly right. Very nimble, maybe hasn't quite got the horsepower of some of the Class A and Class B cars, but certainly makes up for it in the handling. 78, Ian Perry goes across the line in the Imp Works Imp. Great scrap going on here between Dave Robinson of Pukekohe in the Anglia and Pat O'Donoghue from Auckland in the Holden. And right in behind him, you just get the first glimpse of the Mustangs, and that is number 8, Graham Horwath. Justin Horwath not too far away from him, so they are slowly but surely cutting their way through this field. They've only got 8 laps to do it, remember, and the Mustangs on the back straight at the same time. This is number 21, Glenn Williams. Big lock-up as he heads into the braking area for the hairpin. Well, you can see just how hard he's trying. Then it's the Mustangs right on him, and that is the father and son combination of Graham and Justin Horwath. And being swallowed up there is Richard Hill. Williams moves past Albie Collier, so that would put him up into second or third spot at the moment, I would think. Last lap, race leader is Andrew Stevenson in the Anglia. In second place now, it looks like it would be Glenn Williams. And the battered Falcon down through the Jenny and home sweeper he comes, and then the Mustangs won't be too far away from this battle. First and second on your screen, the Anglia leads it. Then it is Justin Horwath. He's got in front of his dad, Graham, so Horwath into third place now. Rest of the field funnels through, and there's Bill McKinnon. He's been caught out a little bit. Oh no, Donohue's caught out completely. Peter Stevenson avoids him. Everybody avoids him. Oh, and it was so close there for number 35 to get around him, but he managed to do so. O'Donoghue gets back onto the racetrack as Dave Bone goes by. So a real moment for car number 50. Meantime, this is the battle for second and third, and it's the last of the late breakers. Ford V8 on Ford V8. Williams number 21 down the inside through the hairpin. Brilliant pass from car number 9, Justin Horwath, and smoking up the rear tyres. He's trying oh so hard is Glenn Williams. So Justin Horwath now up into second place. Is he going to be able to catch this man? I don't think so. We're on the last lap. So Andrew Stevenson, the overall champion from last year, will come across the line in first place. Second place will be Justin Horwath, and in third it'll be the hard-charging Glenn Williams. And that's the way the judges saw them as well. Stevenson gets the win from Justin Horwath. Glenn Williams is third. In fourth place it will be Graham Horwath. And in fifth place it'll be Shane Hobman. Andrew, well done from the mid-pack. You came through.
Yeah, it was a good race. I tried to do that, so yeah, I'm happy with the result.
This car's extremely quick from the outside. It looks like an Anglia, but how come it's so fast?
It's just a well-balanced setup. We've been developing it for the last 3 years and got to the state that it's at now, so quite happy with it. It handles really well. Good power.
On a track like this, obviously, with the guys down the back, they've got more power. You saw them coming at the end?
Yeah, I was keeping my eye on the mirror, that's for sure. But I had an upper gap coming onto the back straight, so I was quite happy with that.
Off the start line, you sort of blew your teammate away.
Yeah, old Dad. He's good like that.
Justin, well done from the back of the grid through to second.
Yeah, it was pretty hard work, but everyone kept nice and clean, and there's some good races.
Talking about hard work, I think you started a lap down.
Yeah, it was. We had to unlap ourselves in the first sort of couple of laps, and then it was, yeah, sort of charged for it, but everyone was clean, and it was good racing.
You had a big dice for Glenn there for a while.
Yeah, he was going really well. He got a few breaks on me in the traffic, which you just got to try and make up by yourself, and yeah, no, he's going really good for a debut meeting. It's really good. He'll be a force to be reckoned with in the future, for sure.
And of course the Anglia with the number 1 got across the finish line.
Yeah, mate, yeah, no, that thing's quick at any track. Very, very hard to catch it.
Glenn started a long way back, in fact I think almost in pit lane.
Yeah, we started from pit lane. The V8s have unfair advantage in these handicap races, but that's what happens when you go fast, so you have to start at the back.
Working your way through the traffic, Justin got you towards the end.
Yeah, he's a bit better under brakes, eh? He's had a lot more. This is my first race in this car here, so he's got a lot more experience than I have, and yeah, I'll get him eventually.
Big backfires from the car. It gave the crowd a bit of a shock.
Yeah, I think I cracked the header pipe, so the boys will get under there and we'll find it and sort it, and we'll get back into it.
So yet another handicap race for the third and final race of the day. The Kumo Tyres pre-65s, and once again it is car number 22, Grant Thompson, away first. Then it'll be number 5, Mark Bowskull from Drury. Right in behind him, number 78. He hasn't had a happy time here at Pukekohe, is Ian Perry in the Imp, but he'll be the third one away. Remember a DNF for Grant Thompson in the previous race. We saw him head off into the pits at about half distance and fix whatever was the problem in the little HA Viva, and away he goes. There is Ian Perry. Next away it'll be number 35, Errol Hanley, the ex-truck racer from Putaruru. Next group getting set to go away, being led by Dave Robinson from Papakura. Many icons of New Zealand motorsport cut their teeth in little Hillman Imps. Jim Richards springs to mind. Next one away will be Dave Bone from Tokoroa, and the Rally Speed Engineering Morris Mini. Going with him is number 50, Pat O'Donoghue, and also Richard Hill in the A40 Farina. Then it was number 16, I should say, Wayne Davies, just waiting to go. Ahead of them, number 64, and that is Tim Patterson, I beg his pardon, from Wanganui. Meantime, race leader up and over the top of Ford Mountain. So just coming out of the pit lane is Shane Hobman from Wanganui in the EJ Holden. Right in behind him, Peter Stevenson, as the race leader crosses the stripe. So it's still number 22, and that is Grant Thompson from Waiuku. There is number 65 leaving pit lane, Michael Johnson. Right in behind him, the man that won race number 2, that's Andrew Stevenson, the Etchells Racing Parts Anglia. Then it's Glenn Williams once again smoking up the rear bags as he leaves pit lane. 78, Ian Perry, well, he'd be up towards the front of the field now. Bill McKinnon, Kumo Tyres 365, father on son. Oh, and Peter Stevenson had to get out of it to let his son have racing room. Andrew Stevenson down the inside, so he makes up a spot. Here is the Mustang of Graham Horwath. Now, he would be leading his son at the moment. Right in behind him, it's number 21, Glenn Williams. Then you'd have Bill McKinnon, and then it would be Justin Horwath, I think, would be the order. Race leader continues to be Mark Belskull from Drury, the Auckland Auto Glass. Fresh to go, Cortina. And he has done everything just dead right. He's got the perfect handicap at the moment, and he's got a big lead as the laps start to wind down here in the Kumo Tyres Pre-65. Staggered start, handicap race, third and final race for them for the weekend. Part of the Thunder in the Park series. All making racing room there is Dave Robinson. Snickles right up onto the back of Richard Hill as we concentrate on 93 Bone. Then we go back to the Vanland and Paul Pickerel from Auckland. And that battle going on for about 7th and 8th position at the moment. Look at number 10, looking for racing room. This is Dave Robinson diving down the inside. Pickerel going with him and gets up ahead of Bone. Albie Collier getting swamped a little bit in this battle as they get closer and closer towards the checkered flag. The lap's winding down here at Pukekohe. Pickerel leads Bone at the moment. Then it is Collier, number 55. Leading this little bunch, though, is still number 10, and that's Dave Robinson. Here is the race leader, in and out of the hairpin. Still Bowskill, number 5, the Auckland Auto Glass, fresh to go car. Nothing but clear track behind them at the moment. This is the battle for 4th and 5th, and it's being led by number 10, Dave Robinson. Right in behind him, Richard Hill. Then it is Pickerel for racing room in the Big Valiant. And also coming through them, number 63, and that's Shane Hobman in the Holden. Across the stripe once again, race leader is still number 5. This is the battle for 2nd and 3rd, 78 and 22, and that is Thompson and also Ian Perry. As things start to get a little bit urgent as the laps wind down here at Pukekohe. O'Donoghue goes through, taking to the grass. There is Hobman, number 63, the ex-Ian Booth Holden. There is number 16, and that is Wayne Davies from Ohalpo, snuggling right up onto the boot lid of O'Donoghue. Meantime, it is still Robinson leading this little group. Pickerel down the inside of Richard Hill to gain a spot here as they head into the Jenny and home sweeper. Very sideways for Pickerel, but he holds on to it. 22, the Milking Systems car of Grant Thompson. Once again, we see that, well, by now, characteristic smoke. Still haven't got anything for this guy, though. He continues to lead it. Mark Bowskill from Drury. Now the fast boys are finding racing room. Car number 8, Graham Horwath, up in front of Michael Johnson. There is Bill McKinnon. Now, where is Justin Horwath? He started dead last, but he has cut his way through, and I'm sure he'd be up into the top 10 now. 78, Ian Perry, still holding on to a top 3 spot here, but he is in danger of being swamped as the fast boys start to close him down. There is number 10, Dave Robinson. Right in behind him, it is Pickerel in the Valiant. This guy has only got a limited amount of time at the front of the field, I would think, or toward the front of the field, as the 6-cylinder and the V8 cars are coming. It's only 8 laps, and it happens real quick in the last few here at Pukekohe Park Raceway. There is car number 8. Now, this is Graham Horwath, the Watson Horwath Mustang, the ex-John Lamont car. Going with him is number 65, showing a good turn of pace at the moment, and that is Michael Johnson. As number 22, Thompson, gets swamped. Justin Horwath goes in front of him as well. 16. Davies on Bone as they work their way out of the Jenny and home sweeper. Just up ahead of them it is Hill. Race leader continues to be number 5, Bowskill. Bill McKinnon is in there. So too is Andrew Stevenson. Stevenson working on Bone now, just passes him like he's chained to a post as they head up the back straight. And once again we zoom in on the race leader, and it is Mark Bowskill from Drury. Robinson through in 2nd place, so he's got past Ian Perry. Then it would be Pickerel in the Valiant, the AP5. Behind him it's Hill, then Wayne Davies is in it. So too is Andrew Stevenson, Hobman there as well. And now we see the Mustang starting to come through. Graham Horwath is there. This is number 50. This is Patrick Donoghue from Auckland in the Clive McLeod Business Sales Holden. Right in behind him, it's now number 21, and that's Glenn Williams. Billy McKinnon is there, taking to the grass is Justin Horwath, and that's going to cost him a spot, or is it? He tries to follow McKinnon, the Kobe Extractors Chevy Nova. Looking for racing room is the Etchells Racing Anglia, and he's on the grass, and that's Andrew Stevenson. Somehow he gets it back onto the seal, doesn't hit Richard Hill. Oh, and down the inside, also on the grass, is Graham Horwath. Well, it's all happening in the closing laps here of the 365s. Kumo Tyres bring it to you. Well, all this drama is panning out behind him. It's still number 5, Bowskill in the front. Robinson moved up into second place. Then it's Pickrell. Then it would be Stevenson. Then it would be Wayne Davies by the look of it. There is Graham Horwath. Well, we've seen him on the grass. He's been on the seal. He's been back on the grass again. But he is the best of the V8s as they head down the back straight. And now he will gobble up some of the positions ahead of him. And we've got a leader change. It is now number 10, Dave Robinson in the Mark 1 Cortina. The fresh to go Aztec electrical car out into the front now. Well, he stayed there for such a long time, but it was inevitable to number 5. Bowskill goes back into second, and that quickly becomes third as Andrew Stevenson, and then Graham Horwath swamp him. Also going with him will be Pickrell. He'll go round the outside of him as they work through the left-hander and head up over the Ford Mountain. So the positions shake themselves down. Robinson in the front. There he is, up and over the top of Ford Mountain. In behind him, it's another Ford. It's the little racing Anglia of Andrew Stevenson. Stevenson looking down the inside. 1 lap to go, and also going with him is Graham Horwath. But Horwath may be going to have to wait for another corner. He can't get around Robinson as they go through Jenny and Holmes. But the race leader is now car number 1. He is the champion in the Kumo Tyres 365. That is the Etchell Racing Parts car of Andrew Stevenson. Out onto the back straight they go once again. You get the feeling that the positions may change a little bit yet. 65 on your screen. Michael Johnson from Wanganui. A little bit Paley coming into Jenny and Holmes. There has been a leader change, and it's now number 8, Graham Horwath in the Watson Horwath Mustang in the front. It's Andrew Stevenson through in second place, and then we'd go back to Dave Robinson, but you get the feeling he's going to go back a little bit further because the fast boys are coming and coming quickly. There is first and second. Justin Horwath goes back into third place now. Then it's Williams by the look of it in the Falcon. Billy McKinnon lights up the tyres to try and move up a spot, but he's not going to do it. Up and over the top they come, heading up over Ford Mountain for the last time. Number 8, father and son combination of Graham and Justin Horwath. It is Graham in the front, and he's going to see the checkered flag first. Big challenge coming from the Anglia of Andrew Stevenson, and here comes son Justin Horwath down the inside. He's got to be content with third. Behind him it's Glenn Williams, then it'll be Billy McKinnon by the look of it, and that's the way the judges saw it as well. So he timed the pass to perfection, did Graham Horwath. He comes across the line with the win. Second place is Andrew Stevenson, and in third place it was Justin Horwath in the Mustang.
Graham, looks like the handicapper did the job just right for you.
Exactly right for me, thanks. Very good handicapping for me.
Going through the traffic a bit tough?
It was very tough, especially going down the front straight here. I just about lost it.
So did you see your son coming? He came home first?
I was watching my son coming. I was looking in the mirror. And Bill McKinnon as well. I was watching him as well. He's coming through as well, yeah.
Andrew, looks like, again, the handicapper did his job. You came home second.
Yeah, it was a good race. There's a few tight moments in it, but came through all right. No dents.
Tell us how much time you started behind the first car. I believe you started in pit lane.
Yeah, pit lane, a minute 49 down, over a lap down.
When you're starting that far behind and you see these other cars flash past, they're all got a lap on you, do you think, well, I don't know if I can beat them?
Oh, I don't think that at all. I just go out and do the best I can and come away all right today.
Well, after 3 rounds of 7 in the Kumo Tyres 365s, Bill McKinnon continues to lead from Andrew Stevenson, followed by his father, Peter, in third.